Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. With that, let's get down to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, we are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, they've been the talk of the NFL so far. 9 wins in their first 9 games.
And some people subscribe to the theory that a loss might not be the worst thing for them. They've had it easy all year long. How would they do handling adversity?
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. As we get set to watch Josh Rosen command this offense, the number 10 pick in the 2018 draft.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Tight, watch left. Tight.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And now it's Rosen looking. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes and throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
On 3rd down, Rosen. And Eifert has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
And here now a look at the Dolphins' offensive unit.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy Time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Got his man. It's Eifert. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Defensively, here are the starters for New England. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. They want to go to the air again with Rosen. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? A long one, and he can't connect. This is Sony Michel. He grew up a few miles north of here. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Come on, fellas.
That one good for 13 at a New England first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Let's go now. 8, read.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Keeping it on the ground on first, Michel. And he's taken down inside the 30. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Just like that.
Operating from the gun, Hoffman. And he'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. N'Keal Harry, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a New England touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Joe Williams. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Keep doing that.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Tackles.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive?
They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
Bring it up.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Rosen and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Choose the mic. Check 50, choose the mic. Hey, watch the slap, watch the slap.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rosen. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Now the try here for the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go!
So now here come the Dolphins. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30.
That's it, baby.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk is on to punt. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Incredible from goal line to goal line. Officially, it is a 100-yard punt return. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Point after try forthcoming. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
And out come the Dolphins now. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Excellent effort defensively by him. 2 tackles for a loss last week, now 1 here in the first quarter.
He's an absolute disruptor, isn't he? And I think most offenses would love to go against guys who just want to hold the point of attack and try and keep things clean for their linebackers. But when they make those moves and they can get upfield, past the offensive line into the backfield, that's hard to handle.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rosen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Joe Williams. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So here are the Patriots to take over. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go.
They'll run with Michelle. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best. Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On the ready.
Right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. Squeeze, double.
5.
On 1st down, Hoffman. And he'll complete this one to Barrios. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Let's go.
This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another 1st and goal.
Ready.
Trying to pound it in here with Michelle. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it is stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken very short. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DBs don't throw a little verbal trash their way.
Yeah, whoa, bump the whoa.
Hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete.
Key the tight end.
Now Rosen. And that will be incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down.
Hey, Michael Crunkle. Last night, I filmed a video of a explosion on Main Street. It was nuts, bro. This whole weekend was awesome. Friday night, I went live. Saturday night, I can't remember what happened Friday night. Saturday night, I filmed a DUI checkpoint. And last night, I filmed an explosion. I was down on Main Street. I was live. I actually got, I didn't see it. I didn't film it or see it. I just heard it. And, you can actually hear the explosion on my video. It's at roughly around 27 minutes. But no, I'll be making a video of it. No, it was somebody had stacked up a bunch of those contractor black garbage bags, and there was a shitload of them there. And when I started my live, I walked by. I'm pretty sure I got them on my live. Yeah, I'm still looking at the footage. But yeah, no, man. Dude, it was fucked up. And they didn't even clean it up and take anything to go, investigate. It could have been a terrorist attack, come on. Yeah, but no, what happened was, I was sitting up in front of a restaurant a few blocks away, and I heard a big bang. So honestly, at first, my first thought was a gunshot or a car accident. And then I looked down the road and I saw all this smoke coming out of nowhere. And I know that strip. So where that smoke's coming from, that's not good. And that's the same spot where those bags were at. Man, it was this weekend was wicked busy. Many videos. I got stuff on my GoPro too, so I'm working on I'm going to Plymouth tomorrow.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
52's the mic, boys. 52.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
Ready. 90, Wolf.
Switch up.
On second down, Michelle. Finding room at the 30. And now nothing but green ahead. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel, 83 yards.
Yeah, I told them,
continue to put this one out of reach.
yeah, like I told them while I was live, I was like, when I actually go, like, I'll go through it. If they really need it, I will give it to them. But there's cameras all around, so I don't think they really need my footage. But no, I even showed the fire chief. If he needs them, I have them. And
now they'll line up
yeah,
to kick
no,
the extra
something
point.
like that needs to be like. Yeah, but the thing is I just don't know why they would. They left everything on the sidewalk on Main Street.
To extend the lead.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't take it back to the lab to go through it to see what caused the explosion. Because there is a spot, because when they left it and everybody left, like, and me, myself, yeah, as a journalist, yeah, like, I wanted to look at it. And you could see the bag that the explosion happened in. And, like, but what caused the explosion? Was it a bomb? Or was it like an aerosol can? You know what I mean? But whatever it was a bomb. It blew up. That's a bomb. And they just left it all there. They didn't do nothing about it. They didn't take nothing for evidence. Like, it was ridiculous. What if it was a terrorist attack? What if it, because we're bombing Iran, so I wouldn't expect for people to be attacking us. Come on. You can't go drop bombs on people and not expect repercussions. Come on. They were like, oh, we're just gonna send a truck to come and pick it up. Like, in the morning. So you're gonna let that sit there all night, and then out of nowhere we get a windstorm, and all that shit is all over the road now. Come on, come on. We're paying you to make sure it's just fucking nice.
They would the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Lazy. Oh man, I knew that was coming. I was trying to get it.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it?
Along the sideline, but not.
It just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Rosen looking to throw. Campbell making the catch. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Yo, dude, if it wasn't an exploding lobster, I would be so sad. That is a waste of a lobster to make it blow up like that. Nah, like,
nice tackle for lost yardage.
So they had the big loss on
man,
that first
I would
pass
cry to see a lobster get blown up. That's animal cruelty, you know that, right?
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about
hey,
what
did
we've
you
seen
ever
in this first
get
half.
that lobster
I
suit
understand why they look lethargic.
that you said you got?
Shows on the scoreboard.
Or found? I wasn't sure if you said you ordered it or found it.
And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards
but
shy
you
at the
said
46.
You got a lobster suit that you found for me, so I
That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been
mixed
targeting
emotions.
the tight end.
Well, not whatever you want to call it.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This will be fielded at the 17. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
14 yards is the pickup there, and a New England first down. Back to throw. Hoffman, the throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over, but he ended up finding another receiver.
Okay, ready?
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Recon, 132 fighter. Get it.
Off the play fake. Hoffman sliding out of the pocket. He's going to take off with it. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And all the way down to the 17-yard line.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh.
52's the mic. Let's go, D.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Off the draw, here's Michel. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
It doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. On the ground is Michel. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Sony Michel on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to pour it on. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. Extra point attempt to come here. And the route is on here in this first half. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Josh Rosen and company getting set for their next possession. If second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people. Lean on your teammates. Find some
pressure comes, and down goes Rosen.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Now it's Rosen. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver, and it's third down. The Dolphins on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The end result. ...21 yards.
Connect. 180.
The 48 right now. Let's go. Yo.
Here's Rosen. To the left side here for Eifert. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd down now, it's McDonald. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Rosen to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dietrich. Wise, and it'll be 4th down.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. And he's loose again. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Officially, that is a 99-yard punt return as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. What a risk he took, but it paid off. I mean, he took that punt from inside the 5 near the goal line, ran it all the way back.
And normal coaching says you let that one go. Anytime you're inside the 10-yard line, you let it hit and hopefully bounce into the end zone. But as you mentioned, he took a risk, and boy, did it pay off in a big way. I wonder if they let up a little bit going downfield, thinking that there was no way he was going to return that one.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go!
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Rosen will throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Angle kick. They're going to angle kick it.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. A big reason why they've been so successful, this defense hasn't been able to contain him when he gets outside of the pocket.
So true, and that's when it's really difficult because defensively you can have a game plan and trying to account for all the things you've seen on tape, the way that they run their plays, even his running.
Here we go.
But when it's a play where you just can't really say, okay, that's how the play's supposed to go, what they call broken plays, that's when the X and O doesn't work. That's when their Jimmy is better than your Joe.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
70.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Ready.
From the gun, Hoffman being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Hoffman. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught inside the 15.
We got this.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Looking to throw. Hoffman, complete to Dorsett. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On second down, Michel. And he keeps fighting his way into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Sony Michel on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a route is on here in this first half. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? On the draw, this is Campbell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Oh, Rosen is stripped to the football, and it's picked up by the Patriots. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. Following the fumble recovery, Hoffman escapes the sack. That's caught. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And, boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one taken from the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But There's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
On second down and 4, Rosen. And his throw is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fielded at the 20. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T. Tight ends left. Tight ends left. 3 out.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And now it's Rosen looking. That is incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been terrific so far. And this will be taken at the 13. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop.
And got his man, complete. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Yo, we got 1 second left. Let's do this.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash.
Give my dude 3
and
points.
This one is right down the middle.
Yeah,
and
that's how you end the quarter, motherfucker.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season going to be about 2/3 complete after this weekend, so lots to get to as we check out what's going on here in Week 11. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and it's the Jets who have the lead in the second quarter. Sam Darnold with 3 touchdown passes. From there, it's up to New Era Field in Orchard Park to check on the Bills. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And you can see there it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. Hunter Renfrow, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Michael Grunko, he's the coach of the game. Nah. Be nice, Michael Grunko. Be nice.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue.
What are you up to
underway in the second half.
Are you going to get in any trouble? If you do, you got to film it.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. And really a lot of guys you could highlight on this offense with how well they've played, but he's one of them. He's been spectacular so far.
I'd say he'd be the number 1, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because it's not just the numbers. It's, as you said, I think you said focal point. Well, that's what he's been, and that means he's created other opportunities because they've had to bring the defense to him. He's run it really well. He's caught it out of the backfield. They're trying to stop him. That means there are chances for the rest of the guys to do damage themselves.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Off play action. Hoffman. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hoffman. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before this worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. 18. Big yards on that one, and a New England first down. This offense number 1 in the NFL in picking up first downs, and their run game got them another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because if you keep picking up first downs, sustaining drives, that means you're controlling the football, controlling the clock, and letting your defense rest on the sidelines.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line.
Joker.
6'6", bullet high. 5.
Back to throw. Hoffman flushed out right. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Braxton Berrios hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. Now for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. They run the counter. It's Campbell, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They're having issues right now getting that running game going.
I wonder if maybe adopting some of the college run game would help here. Because we're still at that stage where you have a bunch of guys saying, I don't know about what the colleges do. And the college stuff is working in the NFL. Bigger line splits, create some more natural running lanes, might help the offensive linemen get better angles in their blocking schemes.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Again, they run with Campbell. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This is taken at the 18. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready?
This drive starts out on the ground with Michelle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards there for the Patriots as they've got themselves a 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Hey, defense, let's go.
They'll run it. This is Michelle. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That really sets them back. A loss of 6.
Ready, break.
52, right 52. Here we go. Watch tight end. 4 down, 4 down. Check.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. That's out to his running back, Michelle. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Tight end's Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo. Four down.
Check go.
Now Michelle.
Go.
And an alley to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Let's go, boys.
It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit? Carries in the second half alone. That's what you want as a runner, because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Get it.
2nd and 9 now. Rolling to his right. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half. Incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Come on,
that
baby.
one good for 13 at a New England first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
55. You.
Hit it.
They go play action here on first down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
15 line. Deep rip.
On the ground, Michelle. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
60 outlaw.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. They'll set up a throw. Got his man. That's Harry. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. N'Keal Harry. His 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year as his guys continue to pour it on.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Campbell, and there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They'll drop the throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. They'll look to set up his blockers. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Hey, buddy
Offense marching back onto
wants
the
me
field,
to
and
get
our
100
focus shifts here to
points.
Sony Michel. He has
If you
been
feel
a
like I should
touchdown
get
machine.
over
It has been
100
enjoyable
points.
to watch.
Ready.
That
The
would be
scoreboard
awesome.
continues to light up as a
Because
result of
then
his
you'll
efforts.
join
He's
with
been
my
a
buddy.
blast, though. Every time you
He's
look
like, I
up,
wanna
you
see
just
you get
figure
100
if he's got the ball in his hands, he's going to end up in the end zone. It's been that kind of a game for him.
Absolutely. Now you just keep waiting for more. They run on
Get
first
him
down as they
100
get about
points.
3. 2nd and 7, forthcoming. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Watch the pass.
Ready.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
He'll look to throw. Looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. He's got it at the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. N'Keal Harry, 57 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
We're going to work.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watch the pass.
And they'll try the jet sweep here. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Patriots. There he goes right side, and he is in. Touchdown, New England. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. So now the Pats offense comes on, and they'll try for the 2-point conversion.
Hey, right. Watch tight end. Even. 4 down. Even.
They'll run for it with Michelle. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
A run there on 1st down gets 3 up to the 28. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back now in Miami. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Second and 13. Steps away. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. New England on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, they run with Michel. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the
Heavy workload, but you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the ground, this is Michelle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
He'll buy some time right. He'll try and run it. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
10-2 soft.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Now.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They'll roll him out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Ready.
New England on 3rd down. They've been outstanding. 7 first downs and 8 tries. This is 3rd down and 12.
Fire.
A give. This is Michelle.
Let's go. Come on.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go.
Now Rosen on 1st down.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. This will be fielded at the 17. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Patriots take over. They are in the 4th in Buffalo. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And if they could hold on to that lead, it would be win number 4 on the season for them. The Pats at the line, ready to go. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. That one covers 29 yards. First down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 13 at a New England first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
In on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan.
15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Let's go.
On second down now, Lockhart. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
I'm coming after you.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he'll get that to Michel, complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Extra point forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a New England touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rosen. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And now out come the Patriots. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Come on, set. 30 base.
Target, 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 target.
Hit it.
They begin with Michel on the ground. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
We got this.
Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a 1st down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach that I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Big River, Big River.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. That one looks like he'll throw here. Rolling to his left. He's going to have the hook up to Izzo. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A gain there of 21 yards.
Here we go, set, 60 yards.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Ready.
Back to throw. Buying time to his left. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
Point after here coming up. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Elsewhere, they're into the 4th at FedEx Field. And it was the Redskins that came away victorious there. If they can hold on to that lead to the end, it would up their win total to 7. And the Dolphins are going to recover. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. He's got daylight. 20, 10, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but if the ball's in the air, they treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2.
4 down.
They'll run forward with Michelle. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. And the Dolphins are going to recover.
Keep playing hard.
So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Patriots, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for Miami, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.